So I've been doing lots of these lately. I managed to get most of them out the dash after stripping the dash. My goodness, what work you have to do. You almost strip the car in total at the front. Well, it is stripped. Well, anyway, these motors suffer from lots of problems internally when it comes to brushes on the commutator. Sometimes it kicks up and slips over and does that when it's supposed to be like this across the commutator. And the only way to do that is unprise it and repair it. But also it suffers from kick lash like this when the motor changes direction. And what that does, I don't know if you can notice, but if you look this side, here, and on the other side, here, you see some black marks. They're arc marks where this contact in the unit, which is very nicely engineered, here, is permanently okay. This one here is always this side, moves backwards and forwards and causes an arc and gives you your intermittent response for mechanical response for the DTCs. So I'll clean these up. You can see the black on my fingertip there. Take them off. I twist them a little bit so they're in, and I also tweak the contacts on here, and I take them out and I clamp them up at the bottom and at the top so they've got better compression. But also twist these tabs here only slightly like so. Flat no grip, pliers, gentle twist, that's all, not much. Gentle twist, and what it does, gentle twist there, is it gives it that formation, exaggerated. But what that does is when it does this, it's either going to be touching the top of this contact this side or the underside at the bottom, because it's angled instead of dead vertical. So when it does this, it's always got contact, so it won't get the blacking and the high resistance arcing. That ensures long-term contact. Let's put it over there. And as always, every time I take these off, yes, pots need to be greased with non-contact grease, but not this much. What happens is they put the standard amount in, which is in here, top here, look, so much. Hot weather happens, cold winter season happens, hot weather happens, and it melts and it comes down here, look, like so, look, it melts like this. It finds its way into the pot. And yes, there's grease this side because it has another base to be lubricated against. There's enough lubrication in there at the moment. I'm not going to put any more. I'm going to clean some of this up. And it finds its way inside the pot. And yes, okay, it stops the tracks from wearing. And you've got to grease pots, but I use petroleum jelly, Vaseline. It should never be this much. Okay, yes, it's okay as long as the stress arms on the rotating potentiometer are strong enough and maintain contact with the track, then all well and good. But it also adds dirt and creates problems later on when the feeler arms, the feeler arms that go around on the track, start to wear on the foot. So I take these apart, clean them up, re-grease them with petroleum jelly, higher, and just a slight amount, and I re-stress the arms, and that's the job done, repaired. And then I check obviously on the multimeter the values to make sure it runs successfully, and I check the motor, and I check it all once it's all back together in several stages, and that saves a lot. These motors, I think, are not supposed to be replaced in the lifetime of the vehicle, whatever the lifetime of the vehicle is. I have a Q7 2006, 2007, but there are major work to get to, almost to the point of thinking there's no coming back from this. However, I'm optimistic. I'm going to finish off, and I've got quite a few of these to do. They're a real pain to get out as well, because they're behind. It depends if you've a right-hand drive or a left-hand drive. You've got the brake, foot brake, that shields against these motors. The HVAC unit is here, motors here, 5 this side for the right-hand drive, 4 this side, 1 down the footwell, 1 in the dash. That's 11 altogether. And the ones that are most commonly failing are the centre ones and the footwell ones, because they do a lot of work. And if you leave your auto climatronic on auto all the time, it's constantly going. Alright, so they wear out, and that's what happens here is the arm. I'll show you the fuel arms later on. Okay, again, so I cleaned up the pod board, removed the grease both sides, and what you have to do with a precision screwdriver is to carefully start by levering up the plastic cover just so gently underneath, staying, keeping the screwdriver there while doing this, and easing this clip and so on, and eventually what happens is the whole lot will pop off like so. Inside there you'll find loads of grease, but also these arms to this track. There's a dual track, it's not the standard pot. Let's just place that down there. I need to inspect these. Obviously everything's expecting, motors back in place. These are clamped up, not too much but just enough. Place removed grease over excessive grease. Leave some in there of course, but remove excessive amounts. You know. And this will be removed as well. Then clean this up. And we have to take a closer look at the track marks. This is ceramic surface pot on a standard PCB board, i.e. that's glass laminate and PCB. Same here, but it's ceramic background. So high wearing. So what happens is you have your outer track, okay, and you have your inner track, and to give 360 or more than give the 360 capability without having a stop of 2/3 of travel. This is the arrangement you have. So you have your inner contact, which is this side, and your outer. It's very small, but it does the job. So it gives you freedom of 360, but has a range within this. Again, 2/3 from here to here, but it's shared over resistance. The resistance is this full track on the outside plus the resistance of this inside. Okay, but it's just a normal contact point. There's not very much resistance, but just gives even biased. So this is the range. Now I'm trying to look to see where the wear marks are, but I can't see without looking through the scope. And this looks to be pretty good. So I think what we've got here is failing contact on these arms. So we need to clean things up. Lots of tissue and lots of gentle persuasion. Just clamp it, don't try and wipe it to get rid of most of it's very small. So what I do is re-stress. You see the points that were worn are on the tips. Contact tips here, there's 3 little prongs there and 2 that side. And what happens is as the arm is depressed, it wears on the tip, etc. And the contact is less and the resistance is greater, and when it moves quickly it just skips over the top, especially when there's too much grease in the pot. You have to grease these pots, but not swim in the grease, you know, it's detrimental. As I said, hot and cold seasons. Hot seasons the grease melts, runs in, and then it solidifies and sits there. But be careful, you can, if you're not too careful, you can end up breaking here and here, and it won't clamp down very well. So I have to always take it easy when I remove them. That one's fine, there's no breakage whatsoever. So we have a clean base. Right. Clean tissue. inside and out. Always make sure you don't leave any grease if you can help it in the contacts. Two centre push contacts there and there with a standard bypass resistor. It's to say, oh, I've got a motor connected. If you have nothing, you'll think, oh, is there a motor connected? There's a lot of the systems do that. That's what the resistor's for, is to say something's connected to the end of the wire. Right, okay. Now, just to make sure there's no humps, take the back of my nail with my thumb. Just quickly go over the top. This is just to clean off any lumps or anything that's built up. If there is, and using my nail means I don't damage it. Okay, I'll clean.
Put that there.
Now is the time to re-stress the arms. Okay, cleaned this up. Just see how low that arm is compared to that one. So what we need to do is, if you can hear me over the washing machine, is to gently stress these back. Like so, only a little bit, not a lot. And you can see now it's placed a different emphasis on the pickup arm. Okay. Likewise, same on the main. Needs to be real gentle. Okay, re-greasing. Sorry about the washing machine noise earlier, but hey ho, it's life. Okay, just enough to do the job. Okay, plenty on there. That's all it needs. Nothing more, nothing less. If you do it, it ends up causing problems. Right. Okay, I've placed the pickup and central section on. The good thing about petroleum jelly is it makes things stick in place. And now to clip on the cover. Gently does it. Well, before we do, I'll tell you what we do. Just a little dab on the inside there, like that. Just to lubricate the other side. Okay, gently press, line it up. Gently align. There you go. Backing action. Cleaned up, re-lubricated and ready to test. Okay, all back in place, just testing the motor. Yep. Okay, testing the range and multimeter. Yeah, it's good. Let's go out slow. It goes down, up to 3k, and then there will be a jump on my meter as it converts from 3K to 30K. That's the range only. There we go. Jump, there you go, jump. 3.4. Come back. That's one side of the pop. Let's go the other side. Yeah, same. There we go. Okay.